These are pigeons. These are baby pigeons. Tall pigeon, boy pigeon, very baby pigeon, pigeon to be, fancy pigeon. This is just Dennis. I own a lot of pigeons. With that being said, in today's video, we're going to talk about pigeons. Altogether, I have 24 pigeons. And just yesterday, I had 4 more eggs be laid, but I ended up tossing them out because I, quite frankly, cannot keep any more until I sell them. So I have 2 sets of pigeons. I have my assorted barn pigeons, which range from breeds of rock and archangel mixes. Beautiful, beautiful birds. I love the colors that they've brought. Started out with 4 birds, 2 sets, 2 pairs, and they just kept hatching eggs, and it was the coolest thing for a while until it just like never stopped, and I was like, okay, this is not going to stop unless I stop it. So I put an end to that just recently. But I have my barn pigeons outside in my aviary, which if you want to see my aviary video, make sure to stay to the end, and I can link the video. Check out my channel, it's on there. I filmed it like twice, and I do a lot of videos in here. But that's this coop aviary, and upstairs in the loft I have a second coop for my fancy birds, which I was just in there. If you want to see how we built that, what that looks like, I have another video on that. Stay to the end, I'll have it linked. But right now I'm out here in my outdoor aviary, and I want to talk to you a bit about pigeons because I've learned a lot in the past couple months that I've owned them. And I just think it's something that, you know, if you're wanting to get into pigeons, let's talk to you a bit about what that looks like. The care, the routine that we have here, what it takes to own pigeons. Pigeons are very easy to take care of. They don't take much commitment, and they don't take a lot of work either. All you really have to do is just come out here, feed and water them. I personally like to come out here, just sit and just enjoy the view. They fly around. If you give them a place to fly, they like to fly around and roost. Your roosting bars aren't really something like you would use for chickens. I have a couple sticks in here that I have for roosting bars, but they specifically like ledges. So try to incorporate some ledges into your aviary, your coop setup for your pigeons. They definitely prefer that. Now, there are different types of coops you can get. For me, I have 2 types. I have my indoor coop for my fancy breeds. If you're interested in getting into fancy show pigeons like I have, like let's just say the fantail, the pooter, or the capuchin, these are things you have to be mindful of because they are fancy. They are more delicate breeds, and so they take different needs. They have different needs compared to my barn pigeons. My barn pigeons can go through a lot of weather, while my fancy pigeons are just a bit more delicate, so they need that close, confined space away from wind, harsh weather conditions, all that jazz. Whereas these guys out here, they'll go through any winter storm, any rain, any weather. They'll be out here and they're totally fine. So the coop setup I have is super simple. Just a fenced-in, walk-in area with a couple roosts, a couple ledges. Their breeding pen, here's something you want to keep in mind. Make sure the area, their nesting boxes, their breeding area is an area separate from their food. For a long time, I had their feed in with their nesting area. Keep this in mind. Pigeons are very territorial. If you get anywhere close to their nest, to their eggs, to their babies, they will slap you. I'll try to put a video in there so you guys can see the pigeons will absolutely slap the crap out of your hands and any other birds that come near it. So keep in mind, if you have food in there and you have other birds flying around outside, they may not be able to get to the food because of the other territorial parent pigeons. So keep that in mind. You want to have your food in a separate area, and you want to have your nesting boxes in a separate area as well. So as you can hear, I have a bob white quail sounding in the back. And actually in this pen, I have 2 types of birds. I have my quail and my pigeons. So fun fact about pigeons, you can keep them with different birds. They're very, very friendly birds. They're not really aggressive. So you can keep your pigeons with different birds. I have my bob white quail in with my pigeons. The bob white stay on the ground while the pigeons stay up top. They eat together, they drink together, they run around together. There is not a lot of confrontation. Only when it comes close to a mother pigeon's nest is when they get aggressive, but that's like any bird with its nest. If you put your hand near its nest, it's gonna slap me, and I'm the one who feeds them. So if you want to keep your birds with other birds, It's totally fine. Do your research before you do so. I'm not totally sure if there are specific birds you can't keep them with, but I know so far people have kept them with chickens and also quail, pheasants, all that stuff. So if you want to keep your birds with other birds, you can do that. So let's talk about the breeding and hatching process, because clearly I've had a lot of that going on in my coop because I have tons and tons of pigeons. But I want to talk to you about this process because it actually really fascinated me when I first found out, and I first learned about it. But basically what happens is male and female pigeons will mate for life. So when they pair up, they're paired up for life, and they'll continue to have offspring together till, they end up passing away. So far I have 2 dominant cocks in this pen, and I have 2 hens that they go at it all the time. I have had like six birds hatch out from the 2 of them, and I just had 4 more eggs laid yesterday, 2 from each bird. So pigeons usually lay 2 eggs at a time. So if you get one, be prepared, there's probably another one on the way. Sometimes they just lay 1. As I showed you upstairs in the loft aviary, there was only 1 baby bird this time, but that happens sometimes, but majority of the time they only lay 2, so don't expect more than 2 unless it's like an odd occurrence. Usually it's only 2 eggs. But with that, if you leave the eggs in there underneath the hen, she will hatch them out. And fun fact, it only takes 2 weeks for a pigeon to hatch out. And that is such a short amount of time. If you think about it, a normal chicken will take 28 days to hatch out a baby chick. 28 days, and pigeons takes 2 weeks. And then they're fully feathered, flying, weaned from their mother at a month old after they're hatched. These birds move quick. So if you don't catch it when they lay eggs, and you don't pull the egg fast enough, that egg will already be in the process of producing a baby bird. Then it's too late. Then you've got more baby pigeons and you know what to do with. So with the whole pigeon breeding hatching process, so it takes 2 weeks for a egg to be fully developed, and then after that the mother will feed it crop milk. So just like wild birds, they will go out, gather the food, digest it in their crop, regurgitate it into the baby bird's mouth. And so that's how the whole feeding process works. Now, if you find, let's just say you find a baby pigeon, okay? Or let's just say you have a baby pigeon here in your coop and it's not being taken care of. So it requires a lot of commitment to take care of a baby bird, henceforth why we do leave the eggs in with the hen if we desire them to hatch them out. We do not incubate because it's like feeding a newborn baby. You have to get up like every hour or 2 and syringe feed this baby bird formula just to make sure it survives. They need to eat a lot, and you have to be up a lot to take care of them, which is why I let all my birds hatch out eggs. If I desire to have baby pigeons, I will let them hatch them out. Never hatch them out in the incubator. It requires too much commitment. Leave it up to the parents. They'll take care of them. No need to worry. I have had baby birds being hatched out in the middle of winter, 35-degree days, maybe less, and the mother and father will keep them warm. They will keep them safe. So the parents do a really great job at taking care of their babies. So no need to worry about their safety, their warmth, their general health. The pigeon parents do a really, really great job of taking care of their young. We talked about living spaces. We've talked about breeding, hatching. Let's talk about feeding, what they need to survive and what it takes to take care of these birds. In this chest here, I have my feed combination. So right here is what I feed my pigeons and my quail. And if you want to watch how I mix up this feed, I do have a video on this as well. I can have that linked at the end. But this is just a mixture of seed and a game bird feed for protein. So right here I can show you, I mix up the black oil sunflower seeds and then the scratch feed. This is a new combination I just started, but what I originally did was the wild bird food mixed with the game bird maintenance feed. The game bird maintenance feed is high in protein, which is exactly what my quail need, and pigeons can use some protein as well, but pigeons actually really enjoy birdseed, so I try to incorporate my birdseed as well. They benefit off of it. It's really good for them. So having that even mixture, I've been running with that for quite a while now. The entire time I've had birds, honestly, and this is what they eat. It's what they enjoy. I'll throw out some birdseed. I have some birdseed and some hanging feeders in here for them, and I'll throw it out sometimes and they go crazy for it. But that's the food mixture. As for water, just have a big chungus water out there, 3 gallons, and I fill it up from time to time. They like to drink out of that, and that's what they have. But as for taking care of them, make sure you have them fed and water for a while. They're really, really low maintenance. If you have them in a pen like this, really don't have to clean it because it basically does itself. They poop all over the place. It's big enough that it's not something we really have to maintain. That coop right there, I will clean out every once in a while because it is where they hatch their young. And so that area, I'll just clean out all the straw and replace it. Same thing with up in the loft. It requires a lot of cleaning because it's just straw and they don't have a lot of room to fly around. So again, have to clean that out. But if you have a space like this, it's not going to require as much maintenance. Just feed, water, clean out if need be. Pigeons are super easy to take care of and you don't have to do too much for them. So why did I get pigeons? I don't know. I'm very much a person who likes to try different things. I like to experiment and test the waters of all the different animals that I can have and just learn more about birds, honestly. Birds are very fascinating to me, and as I grow in this world of agriculture and understanding more and more animals, I find myself, seeking possible more animals, maybe goats in the future, maybe a milk cow, and, just educating myself further on all sorts of animals. But for now, I focus on birds, and I try to bring as much education and knowledge to you guys as possible. So if you are interested in raising pigeons, I hope this video helped you out. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If I missed anything and you want to add something to this video, again, comment section is great. People find a lot of tips in my comment section, so I would appreciate if you'd leave those down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you'd enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.